everyone, it's me again. And in my last video I shared how I lost over 130 pounds in 13 months with the help of Zepbound, a GLP-1 agonist. And while many call it a miracle drug, the truth is it doesn't do all the work for you. Yes, you can take it consistently and lose weight without making any other changes. But if you're looking into losing a significant amount like I have, you need more than just the medication. Even the website shows an average loss of only 10 to 15% of body weight over 72 weeks. 72 weeks is a long time. And for someone over 300 pounds, that's only like 30 to 45 pounds over 2 years. That wasn't good enough for me. Going from 325 pounds down to the 190s where I am now, and still going, took more than just a shot. It required real change in my diet and my lifestyle to make this work. And when I say diet, I don't mean a temporary fix like Weight Watchers or anything like that. I mean a complete change, overhaul to how I was going to eat moving forward. Because if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you always got.
Isn't that the definition of insanity?
And what I did was just gain weight. Now, I had known about keto for years. I've done it on and off. And honestly, it was probably kept me from getting much more weight than I had, because it would help me balance. I would lose weight, I would gain it again when I'd have my splurges. But in the end, at least I'd kept a slow weight gain versus a very quick one. And when I started my weight journey this last year, like so many of us do on New Year's, in January, I went back to keto because it's what I knew and what I felt best on. This isn't a paid ad. Element never asked me to talk about it. The thing is, I can't stop talking about it. It's just that good. No fillers, no sugars, just electrolytes. Doesn't spike my insulin, which is amazing. And it's perfect for my lifestyle. My favorite flavors are citrus and raspberry, and sometimes I mix them together. I don't need to be sponsored for me to tell you how much I love Element. This has been a game changer for me. I have this all year long, and during the winter time, when I really want something warmer, I get their chocolate medleys and throw this in my coffee. No other sugars, no creamers, just this, and it keeps me hydrated while also staying warm. Maybe one day they'll call me, but until then, cheers to staying hydrated. And if you want to know more, down in the description is the link. And well, the more of you that go, maybe they'll call me. If not, I'm just going to keep enjoying it. For the first 6 months, I followed a strict keto with intermittent fasting and saw some really great results. As I told you, that 50 pounds in the first couple months. But as always, overconfidence crept in, and I slipped into a kind of a dirty keto. Still low carb, but still too many processed foods and sugars that technically fit within my macros, but really weren't the best for me. And that's when the stalling kind of started. Frustrated, I thought my initial problem was a Zepbound dosage that I needed to tirade up. So I increased it, and while I did start losing again, it wasn't fast enough. Not for me. I was obsessed with calories, macros, fasting, trying to micromanage everything, and by August, I was ramping up my fasting schedule, hoping it would help. Now let me be clear, fasting is an amazing tool, and I do still use it quite regularly, but I wasn't using it correctly. I was doing what was called a 24, which is 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating, and I can eat pretty much anything that I could handle in that window. So basically my breakfast, lunch, and dinner were all in that 4-hour window, which was usually for me between 12 and 4 p.m. because that was when I was at my most hungriest. Mornings, getting my husband off to work, getting ready for work myself, taking care of animals. Wasn't time to stop and try to cook too. Somewhere along the way, I realized I was eating way too little. Only between 800 and 1,000 calories a day. And my weight loss stalled again. Now I know you're going to tell me, calories in versus calories out. How could I stall eating so few calories? Because I should have been in a deficit. And I was in a deficit. but that's not the full picture. Sure, if you're eating 10,000 calories a day and that's your normal and you cut back, you're going to lose. And first couple months I did. But when your body gets used to eating less calories, it adjusts. It doesn't expect to keep that 10,000 calories anymore. If you're only giving it 5,000 calories, trouble. Sure, if you're eating 10,000 calories a day and cut back, you'll lose weight. But when you're already eating 2,500 calories or less, slashing your intake even more only causes your metabolism to slow down. My body adjusted and I was no longer in a calorie deficit. What that means, so I can explain. If you're eating 2,500 calories a day, your body's relying on that 2,500 calories, it knows it's going to get it, so it adjusts accordingly. If you go up above 2,500, you start storing. If you go below 2,500, your body pulls from fat stores to get you back to that 2,500. And that works for a little while. But eventually, if you're only eating 1,000 calories rather than your 2,500, your deficit, it's pulling fat stores, you're losing weight, but then your body suddenly says, hey, wait a minute, this 1,000 calories seems to be about all I'm getting now. I don't want to keep pulling from fat stores because I need to keep for a future in case something comes up and we need it. So it starts dropping what it needs until it only needs 1,000 calories a day to function. Now you're no longer in a deficit. So that's when I found Carnivore. I stopped counting calories, stopped counting macros, except for protein. I do track that. And I just ate. The only rule, if it comes from an animal, it's good to go. It's on the menu. I took inspiration from people like Laura Spath, Steak and Butter Gal, Homestead How, who helped me understand what I should be eating. It felt so strange at first. And honestly, it was a relief not having to track everything. Now, I eat when I'm hungry and as much as I want. I cut out all processed sugars, grains, and non-animal foods. My average daily intake is only about 1,800 to 2,200 calories a day, and I've settled into kind of an 18-6, where I fast for 18 hours, and then I have a 6-hour eating window. Some days, I change it up, and I'll do a 16-8. And I feel better than ever. My weight is at a steady 1 to 2 pounds a week lost now. Technically, I call what I do Ketovore because on rare occasions, I will use a little almond flour if I'm making something, like if I want a cheesecake and I'm making it for the family. Or I'll add an avocado for the healthy fats. But that's on the rare occasion. 99% of the time, it's all animal proteins and fats, and that's it. Oh, and on occasion, I will use coconut milk instead of my protein milk in making pancakes. Speaking of which, I will show you my pancake recipe one of these times. It all comes down to say, at the end of the day, 99% of what I eat is animal-based, and it's working. And like before, if you don't want to miss any of my updates, which there's going to be quite a few of them, please like, subscribe on this video, follow me, and send a chat, send an emoji. I'd be glad to respond.